Hi Renee, I wanted to ask first, you selected Mariona a little bit deeper today. I wondered what the thinking was behind that.
Mariona can play many roles for us. I think wherever she plays, she recognizes space really well. She plays with a lot of intensity out of possession, and she sets up other players, so she always creates situations where other players get time and space on the ball, and we felt today it was important for her to do it in the middle of the pitch.
And I think I saw a lot of things I saw last week at Everton, probably even more so, those kind of particularly how often Arsenal exposed Liverpool in the channels with those either the wide players coming in or the blindside runs. I know Arsenal pretty much always try to play in those areas, but was there something specific about Liverpool that you thought you could really get joy in those areas today?
Yeah, we had a plan for it. We always try to create situations on the pitch. I think we did things a little bit differently from what we might have done before, and I think we were a little bit more aware. Of course, we played them. Is it 2 weeks ago? I don't know how fast time goes at the moment, but we played against them, so we knew how we could manipulate, or we predicted how we could manipulate those spaces a little bit better. And I think the girls on the pitch did that really well, recognized that really well. And what we did was we created a lot of options in those areas. So there was always decisions to make for Liverpool, and I think that's where it comes from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeremy.
Renee, congratulations on the win. It feels like this game's a perfect curtain raiser for the Real Madrid game in the way that Liverpool very fast in the transition. Olivia Smith, she's a similar profile to Linda Caicedo. What takeaways do you think you can take from this game into the Real Madrid game on Wednesday?
There's some similarities between them from a formation point of view, and a couple of threats that they have on positions. So, so there's a couple of things that we definitely can take with us, but Madrid is still a different team and different qualities and different football culture maybe as well, and we'll see how they go into this game. It's a different scenario. They have something to protect as well, so we'll see what they give us and how they are going to set up. So it might be a total different game on Wednesday.
And Victoria Pelova, obviously back 308 days, big ACL recovery. How excited are you for her to be back in action?
Yeah, I'm so happy because finally she's worked so hard, and it's lonely to do that, even though she's had great support from medical and performance staff and teammates as well. But it's still, that's not where you want to be if you love football so much, and that's what she does. So no, she's worked really hard, and she's been in the squad now a couple of games, and I think we've softly brought her back into this moment. So no, I'm happy that the team set the game up so she could come on, and that it happened at the Emirates with so many fans clapping for her. So I'm very happy for her.
And just last one for me, Kim Little, another strong performance. She was very good against Real Madrid, but feels like she's really controlling, dictating midfield. How nice is that to see? Because I feel like she gets a bit too much outside noise, and she's still controlling this team as much as she's always has.
Yeah, I think that's strong from Kim. She obviously also missed a couple of games with her broken finger, and she's back now. And I think that time when she was away, and then the international break with only training with 2 or 3 players, and then coming back off of that international break and performing like this for the team, I think that says everything about Kim, because Kim is about the details and about 100% in everything she does. And she would never take something for granted, or do something's easy and without intensity. So she's always 100%, and that's why I think at this age, she's still young, you could say. I think there's players at the moment that are 40 years old and still playing in the men's game at least. So I wouldn't think about the age so much. I look at her as a person, as a player, and she's fantastic, I think. Thanks.
Sonia.
Hi Renee, how important was it to get those 3 points and not lose any ground in the title race and the race for the Champions League spots?
Yeah, very important. So it's a very important win tonight.
And how did, obviously you made quite a few changes throughout the second half. Was that, did you have one eye on the Real Madrid match and wanting to make sure everyone's fresh for that?
Yeah, there's always considerations. So we've been playing games now. We've had 3 days between games, and has been traveling as well. So, but the players have been very professional with their recovery as well. So if you look at all the players that have been playing 90 after 90 after 90, how fresh they are on the pitch today and how they play with intensity, I think that's very impressive. But we also try to do what we can to spread minutes through the squad as well.
Hi Renee. It's 5 points between you and Chelsea. Do you and the squad still believe you can win the WSL?
So we have to do everything we can. So we believe that we can push and shake. That's what we believe. But then we don't know what Chelsea's going to do. So that's outside our control. But we definitely feel that we can shake things and that we are ready. That if anyone slips, then we want to take that chance.
And how important is this stadium for kind of everything that you do? I think that I saw somewhere that it was 6 games in a row where you've scored 4 more goals. So, yeah, what does it kind of mean to you to play here? Obviously, you've got on a bit of a better pitch on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, no, pitch is important for us because of the way we play. But I think just looking at where the women's game is at now and how hard Arsenal has worked for a long time, to get it here that we are playing consistently at the Emirates with so many fans, I think that's fantastic, what the club has invested. And no, it's important for us. So if we want to get maximum reward for all the hard work and we want to get maximum opportunity to perform, then we, of course, it's good to have the best facilities possible, and that's what we have here at the Emirates. And then a big part of it is that we have so many fans backing us and giving us that extra edge. Then saying that scoring 4 goals and or a lot of goals here, and we've been doing that consistently. I don't know if that's because of the Emirates, but obviously I think we thrive here as a group.
Hi Renee, congrats on the win. Aside from obviously cutting the deficit, the lead that Chelsea have at the top of the table, and keeping in for the race for a place in the next term's Champions League, just how important was it to be as ruthless as Arsenal were, particularly in the first half? I think it was like just 3 shots on target and they all goals. But just in terms of going into that game against Real Madrid and what you want to do, as Tara said, on that a much better pitch.
Yeah, no, it's good to create habits, I think, in a group. And can we create a habit of playing with intensity, being ruthless, starting games fast, and then that becomes the norm for us. So this is what we want to do always. So it was an important one for us to do that today. We've been talking about it, and of course, looking ahead to the game on Wednesday, that would be great if we can start the game like that. But I don't know what that game will look like, and that's the fun about football, that it's unpredictable. That's why there's so many people in the stands as well. You never know how the game is going to finish. You never know what it's going to look like. So let's see what Real Madrid will try and do on Wednesday.
And just in terms of following on from some of what you were saying about Victoria Pelova as well, how eager has she been? Has she been chomping at the bit and impatient to get out there? How was she in the build-up to this game? She's
been going through different phases, and that's very natural if players come back from long-term injuries, because you're back on the pitch, you're back playing with the ball, you're back playing with your teammates, and you think, I'm ready to go, I'm back. But there's so much, you still need to build up rhythm and your partnerships with players on the pitch, and your physical football fitness as well. So sometimes you lose a little bit of patience. I did when I came back from my injury. So, but she's been working so hard, and she's just been digging in the last couple of weeks, and we've been having good dialogue about it, that when the opportunity is there, then we want you back on the pitch, not only because we want to give you the comeback after a long time not being on the pitch, but also because she deserves it, because she's been training so well.
Starting to wrap up now. Helen?
Yes, I've got a million questions, but I won't bore you with all of them. It felt to me like today you held up a mirror to Liverpool, and the way they'd played you last time, you played them that way. Is that the way you sort of set up? Because you sort of out-muscled them, you out-thought them and out-fought them, basically.
Yeah, so what they did well, or they turned the game towards their benefit, was at Bournemouth was low ball and playtime. They just slowed the game down, and they were very physical against us. And we couldn't find the right spaces because our tempo on the ball was way too low. And I think we got all those things right tonight. And then when we play that way, I think it's hard to stop us, I can imagine, for opposition. Hopefully.
Because I was saying when Amber was out here just now, it felt like you were making changes within the half. Like, so particularly in the first half, the wingers, the full-backs were changing, the centre-backs were going on. Everybody was moving around a lot more than we've necessarily seen. And is that something you prepare for when you're training, or is that something the players are intelligent enough to do themselves?
Both. We want them to feel free to recognize spaces on the pitch, but there's always a structure and there's always scenarios. So hopefully the players are very prepared that when the game comes, then they know the different setups, the scenarios, and feel free then to recognize themselves and execute. So I think that's what happened today. We also had a couple of water breaks in the first half when a Liverpool player was down, and that's when we discussed a couple of things. So that's actually right, we did change, especially in the first half, we did make changes in game.
And the last one was, first of all, was Kim Little all right, but she seemed to be injured quite badly?
I just saw Kim quickly after the game, just said, hi, well done, good win, and we'll see tomorrow when she's in with the medical team and see when they've assessed her, so I have no information.
And the other one was, just finally, I thought Chloe Kelly, she loves these kind of like big occasions, and the crowd, whenever she goes to take a corner, whatever, the crowd go absolutely nuts, basically. And it feels to me like she's exactly the kind of player for the Emirates. She's kind of like custom built, basically, for here.
Yeah, I think it's important that we connect. And I think Chloe does that really well, and other players also in their way. Not everyone has the same personality, so some are more extroverted, some are more introverted, but everyone wants to connect and feels that connection. So I think that's important, that we feel that from the fans, but we also give it back.
Thanks very much, cheers.
Thanks.
Hi, in your program notes, you spoke about Arsenal not playing the Arsenal way in the FA Cup loss to Liverpool. So I want to ask you, how do you see the Arsenal way, and was today's performance playing the Arsenal way?
Yeah, it was. So we want to be on the ball as much as we can with passes, with fluidity. We want to be pressing with intensity, for example. There's a couple of key things that we want to do, and I think, like I said in the match program, we didn't do that well enough against Liverpool at Bournemouth, but we did it really well tonight.
And throwing ahead to the Madrid game, on the men's side, we've seen Mikel Arteta often call on the Emirates crowd to get behind the team, especially for big games, and really call on them to support the team. What role do you think the fans will play on Wednesday?
Yeah, very big. It's going to be huge, because I also think in La Liga and the stadiums and the atmospheres that Real Madrid plays in, it's not the same. So it can be very overwhelming and intimidating, I think, for a team to come here when they see us on the pitch in red and then with all the fans behind us. So if it can come from all directions to Real Madrid, then I think the fans are definitely a part of that. Thanks.
Just on Jenna coming on, was that an easy decision to bring Katie up after she was booked? And obviously Jenna's had to keep quite patient since she's come in. What did you think of her performance?
Yeah, no, so it was, of course, because of Katie's yellow, and also 3-0 up at half-time, so it was a good moment to rest Katie Mack. She's been playing a lot. And so I think Jenna's had a couple of minutes here at the Emirates before, but this was a full half, and she's working really hard. She's adjusting really well, and I think she did a couple of things. She showed a couple of her key strengths in the game, so that's very positive, and we keep on working with her.
And Caitlin Foord, who's next to play right back?
So we had our changes ready already, and that's when we had to change our minds because of Kim, and so that's why we had to bring another player down into that position. But Caitlin Foord has done it before for us, so I think she did really well.
And what did you like about Caitlin's game as well, like that tenacity, especially for the second goal, winning the ball back?
Yeah, Foord is so intense. She works so hard. She's always going to react. She's always going to go at her players. She's always going to press. And I think with the energy she plays with and that aggression and willingness to go forward, she gets other players going as well. So she was really good for us tonight.
Last quick one here.
Renee, how much of a boost was it to get the win, having lost midweek and going into next week with a win behind?
Yeah, very good. Of course, in an ideal world, you never lose games, and that's what we go for. And we want to be better, and we want to set ourselves up even better. So there's less losses. Of course, we want to win as much as possible. But if that happens, then you need to respond well. And I think teams that are most likely to be successful, they respond really well and can bounce back quickly after setbacks. And that's what we've shown tonight, which I'm very happy with.
We'll leave it there, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.